literally called everybody on the list, and the ones that answered pretty much donated to the Gold Coast Hospital children's event yesterday, the Giving Day. So I just want to say thank you so much. But when I left, we'd raised 121,000, so it's a big day, and the sponsors double it, so it's the day that they get double what's given to them.
Oh, so did you push that button?
I haven't touched anything. Oh, because it's a bit of a video.
Okay.
So it's a similar setup to last time, but I have changed quite a bit in there, and I've got some new information. So it runs a bit like a video. Talk today about the business, how it's going, how sensory deprivation works, also about what I've done in the past, and then we'll move on to the end of the 3 products that we have. So I hope you enjoy the video. You can... I think what we need to do...
It might not work on the video.
Yeah, because it's a video.
Just go. See if you can just...
Is it going?
Yeah, it's moving. It will move on to the next slide.
Oh, it is.
It is. So these are my family, my immediate family. I don't have children, so that's another thing. Not that I didn't want to, but it's moved pretty quickly. Okay, stop.
Stop.
Just stop the slide. Yeah, so instead,
You know what you've done.
Sorry guys. If we just stop it in the middle here.
Oh, you can probably use this button.
There.
So you want to stop? No. Where did you want to stop?
Yeah, so now it's on pause there. And then when we go, just play it again. I can do it if you like.
Unpause it.
Just keep clicking randomly.
I am. So that was my wee puppy that was sick last week. He's getting a lot better. This is my partner and my puppy, my lizard, which is a rescue, and my 2 guinea pigs that are a rescue as well, Harry and Henry. All of them are rescues actually. So I do a bit of rescue work with different things like that. That's sort of what keeps me going rather than having children like everyone else. You're busy with the children. I try to get busy with the animals. Being that they're innocent and they do need people like us out there to help them out. This is another part of my family. So just mums, dads, brothers, cousins, nephews, aunties, uncles, family time. Over the years, we like to get together. There's quite a lot of us, so when we do get together, we do have a bit of a fat time. They're all precious to me. That's my mum there, my brother who passed away 2 years ago, my other brother. I've got sisters. So yeah, it's 5 of us in the family. And they are beautiful. It's a bit of a pain in the bum, isn't it, really?
Because you got it mixed up in it.
So I was... used to be, so my dream was to be a rock star, and so I started playing when I was about 16, got into a band at about 19. We didn't, that's just photo shoots. You don't go on stage like that. Or we did wear a few different things, but just having a bit of fun doing some photo shoots. We played at the Playroom and all the places around the Gold Coast. I had run my own business when I was 20 called Entertainment, and I promoted bands across the Gold Coast when we did have good venues to promote. So I think I had 5 bands on my books, and I also had a recording studio just in Currumbin called Shack Die Productions, and we had 4 jam rooms and a recording studio, so we could record people as well. That was a lot of fun. We also set up a little bar in there, so we used to have little live gigs in there as well on the weekends just to fill time in and sort of get the musos in to play somewhere. As time went on, lots of venues closed back in the sort of early 2000. Poker machines came in, and so venues closed, and probably the biggest venue was the Playroom, which had been around since the 1930s, originally as an opera. Started out as an opera house. So pulling that down was actually something tragic that they'd done because it had a lot of history. After we'd done that, there was not really places to play, so we decided we'll go over to London and compete in a bigger market. And this is just one of my songs that I wrote called Crazy Baby. It's not the whole song, it's just a little tiny snippet of it. This is 22 years old, this song, so. You can't see, can you?
Sorry?
I've got my little...
Oh, no, I didn't say
So... yeah, come on, Floaty.
Floaty, can we get you back in, please? We need to...
Floaty!
So this is the Float family. We have now been together. Sorry, this is a bit of a pain. No, it's just not.
Okay.
I think last time we...
Okay.
No, I don't know. I'm just going to play this. It's a bit of a pain, this video thing. Sorry, guys. So this is a bit of a preview of our float centre if you haven't been there. Some of the ads that we do on social media and on our website and whatnot. And that's Angie, another girl that works and does the yoni steaming. All our models are our staff. Okay, so we're going to move into where did float therapy come from? It did come back, it was done in the 1950s by a guy called John Lilly. And he wanted to experiment on what sensory deprivation does for the brain and how it can affect us can't get that word out anyway, but and so what it was, it developed in a small, tiny little pod. And at that time, it was used with salt water, and it was a very uncomfortable situation. They had like a snorkel coming out, and you were lying like that. So it wasn't really about deep relaxation. It was more about the brain. Then over time, the sensory deprivation side of it was all about shutting all the senses down, which are your sound, your sight, hearing, everything that you think of outside of all your stimuli, is to shut that down and to reboot the brain. And we'll go a little bit further into that. So what is sensory deprivation? There's a guy called Dr. Justin Feinstein, and he's really been trying to set the trend alight over in the US. It's massive in the US and Canada. Australia's still catching up on float therapy, but he studies all about what it does for people with depression and anxiety and PTSD. And he sort of said, you may not realise, but in your head, your brain is actually floating in a warm bath of cerebral spinal fluid. And outside of the cortical surface is responsible for mapping and making sense to the outside world. So if you're in a well-calibrated float room, not a single photon of light should be entering your brain. So what that means is if once you get inside of an area that's got nothing there, you have to start concentrating within. And because we're all about the body, once you've got nothing else there, you do concentrate about you and what's within, and you take away all factors of pain. Your spinal cord for the first time in its life is getting a break. When does your spinal cord ever get a break? It's either standing on something, it's having to do everything you do. It lies down on a piece of board that you put on at night. It's never getting to just have a rest. So you're also giving all the parts of the body a rest. So it's really important that floating is not just looked at as a deep relaxation. It's actually been studied all over the world as something that they're going to put in America into all medical centres of places where people just go to float as part of their, they won't have to pay for it, it'll be part of the medical system. The benefits of floating: stress reduction, sensory deprivation, good for depression, clinical anxiety. It's a full reset to the brain and the body. And as I said earlier, it's a rest on your spinal cord. Magnesium sulfate is a muscle relaxant and strengthens, improves sleep, joint health and skin health as well. So you're getting a two-side of it now, because back in the past when they did it, when they were experimenting just the sensory deprivation, it wasn't really about the magnesium sulfate. They just found over years that they could, rather than having us lying like that with a snorkel, they could put us in a bunch of salt that would give us specific gravity so that we would float within the water. So that's just a double side to the therapy now, because now you can get your body completely relaxed. All that magnesium sulfate can sink through the skin and straight into the muscle. Our clients' feedback saying pain relief, deep relaxation, reduces migraine, circulation, arthritis, sciatica, ADHD, focus, PTSD, anxiety, and improve sleep patterns. So that's just some of the stuff that people say to us when they get out or when they come back or when they try the 3. It's not about trying 1, it's about trying 3. You can't go to a masseur or anybody that you're getting treatment from once and think it's going to be a miracle. You do need to do repeats. And with floating, because it's the first time that your brain's ever switched off in its complete entire life to this extent, it really doesn't know what's happening the first time. So it's going to you, why have you got no, I need stimuli, tell me what's going on, don't give me complete darkness. So that actually itself starts to get you restless in the first float, because you're wondering, what am I doing here? I mean, I can't switch off. That's just because we're overstimulated. So after 2 or 3, the next time you go in, the body goes, oh, I've been here before. Well, this was quite good for me. It's made me feel really good, and then you easily get into that second and third one. After the third one, your stress levels has dropped really quite significantly, and your nervous system's got a good rest. So you start to feel the benefits from it after those times. And we do have a few sports people that come in. Probably our most famous, obviously, is Nikki Dacos. Okay, it's taken quite long, so I'm not going to show that one. I'm going to go into yoni steaming. So we do yoni steaming as well, and it's an ancient practice, been around for thousands of years through Ayurveda, and ancient India, I think, were the first people to come up with it, but there's a lot of other countries that are also claiming to be the first. What it is, before women had a pill to regulate things like your hormones, they used to, in the tribes back thousands of years ago, when a woman became of age, they would steam that area with either steam or herbs to keep it super clean, getting away all the residue, but to keep the circulation going. Also, it helps with sleep deprivation and tension. Helps with hydration in the area, so it's actually just good as a general cleanse. But women now use it for things like endometriosis, fertility, depression, just weight loss, all sorts of things. So it's coming back where we want to get the word out there. We've got a really good practitioner that is very experienced and has actually had endometriosis herself, so she has first-hand experience with what this can do after you've tried the medical side of it. Because we only have 2 minutes left, I'm skipping through a few things. Infrared. So we do have the latest of infrared saunas. Lots of saunas out there have what's called one ray, which they may have the near or the mid. We have the mid, near and far. What that means is one is for your skin, one's for your muscle, and one heats you up from the core. So they are different intensities of rays. Infrared is a spectrum of light from the sun that we can't see, but it holds all your healing benefits. We mimic that, put it into a sauna and take the UV away. So you can actually sit in that and get the best parts of the infrared. And as you can see, cell health and skin, pain relief, circulation and weight loss detoxification and blood purification. We also have 6 programs in there that are preset for weight loss, anti-aging, cardiovascular, pain relief, deep relaxation and detoxification. So you can come in and say, I just want to have a detox today. We go, no problem. We set it up. It has its specific minutes that you're meant to be sitting in there at a specific heat, and it's all timed for you. So again, you just walk in, sit down, water, everything's provided for you, and it's a really easy process. They're beautiful saunas. If you've ever haven't had an infrared, it's nothing like the Finnish sauna. It's a dry heat, not the wet heat. So generally, if somebody says, I don't like saunas, we give them one of these and they go, I love saunas. So just keep that in mind, that it is something that you will like, even if you think you don't.
Okay, I'm going to talk you some back pains, and it's really helpful, the infrared lights with
That's another sweetie that works with us.
that. The third reason is this infrared sauna experience come down to floating away.
So far in this year, we've achieved quite a lot. We're number 3 on the TripAdvisor already for Best Spa in Broadbeach. So considering we've only been around a year, that's really good. We were 15 when we started, and within a year we're at number 3, planning to get to number 1. Google reviews, we're up to 172 5-star Google reviews. We have a visitor book that has over 70 reviews written in there, so that's really nice. We put a visitor's book in our little lounge area, and people write what they want to write if they don't want to give us a review. We've done plenty of charity work, as some of you sort of got a call yesterday from me, which is wonderful for the community, and it builds you into the community and you get to know what other people are doing. So I do recommend people get out there and get into the community, do a couple of hours charity here and there. You meet brilliant people, and you do actually feel very good about it. Gets your little serotonin going. And just at the end, we have, it was there, but it's now gone.
5 minutes.
We've just finished our podcasts with Adam. We've done 3, one on infrared, one on yoni steaming, and one on float. They're just really quick ones, so as time goes on, when we get to get more into what we're doing, we will keep releasing little snippets along the way with Adam as different, sort of more of a series. As every day you learn something new about where you are, so every day I'm learning something new that can benefit people. Thank you for listening. That's the end of my talk today. Thank you, Floaty. We've just got some brochures there with little discount codes on them, so don't forget, whenever you